Pair of Kings aired on Disney XD but actually premiered on Disney Channel. This is one of the few series that when a main character got replaced, the show actually remained great. Their Christmas episode is arguably the best holiday episode to come out of Disney XD. It begins with Mason telling Brady and Boomer that on the island, they don't exchange presents. Instead, they sit around sipping hot coconut milk and exchange compliments. This causes the Kings to leave and start heading back to Chicago. While in the air, they realize Mason is pulling their hot air balloon back down with a rope. Mason asks the Kings to please stay and that they can add some of their Christmas traditions to the island's traditions. Brady with Boomer talk and decide to stay to give the island a super Christmas. They then designate Mason to be the decorator and Michaela is in charge of the Christmas feast. But the Kings want elves, so Mason tells them they have some on the island. The Kings go looking for them and find the elves. Brady and Boomer go inside the elves' tree and quickly realize the elves have anger issues. The elves tell the Kings that they didn't fit in at the North Pole because they're normal size and only short people get love at the North Pole. Boomer tells them Christmas is in their blood, so they shouldn't be so angry. Brady then tells them to make presents for everyone on King Cow. The elves say they need Santa to give them direction in order to make the presents, but one of the elves says they should make the Kings Santa instead. The Kings get excited that now they'll be Santa. Back at the castle, the kids from the island are lining up to sit on the Kings' laps so they can tell them what they want for Christmas. After hearing what the kids want as presents, the Kings go to find out if the elves can supply the demand since Christmas is in one day. Brady and Boomer find out that the elves have only made plaques and a bike that ended up breaking right away. The Kings realize this is a problem because the children won't have anything to open on Christmas morning. Meanwhile, Mason is hanging up Christmas lights, but the Kings arrive and make him fall.
Did you hear something?
It was my Christmas spirit dying.
Oh, boom! Look at all the kids who are gonna be disappointed when they have no presents. You know, I never really meant to hurt anyone.
Lanny then shows up and tells the Kings that maybe the elves didn't get anything done because the Kings were too nice on them. This is just a devious plan from Lanny to get the elves to hurt Brady and Boomer. But the Kings listen, so they go and bring the elves to the castle so they can work on making presents all night. Mason is finally done hanging up all the lights and connects them. The castle now looks bright and pretty.
Are you crying?
No, it's just so beautiful. Back to work, you pony-eared freaks.
But it doesn't last long and the lights go out, but so does all the power. Because the power went out, now the elves can't do any work. Brady and Boomer are hard on them and say to keep working, but it angers the elves and an elf riot starts. While the riot happens, Brady and Boomer hide. Meanwhile, Lanny gets hurt.
Oh, this has gone horribly wrong.
It's now Christmas morning and Michaela goes to get the Kings from their room. Brady and Boomer don't want to go out because they think they ruined Christmas, but Michaela tells them they didn't ruin anything. She takes them downstairs, and the Kings see all the children opening gifts. The Kings don't know how it all happened, but Michaela tells them to stop acting because they know the Kings were behind a perfect Christmas. The Kings know they didn't do anything, so they're confused, but a letter falls from the sky and lands in Brady's hands. Brady reads it, and the letter is from Santa Claus. Santa then passes overhead as the Kings are realizing it was Santa behind, making Christmas morning a perfect one for the island. The episode then ends with the Kings going to the elf tree and apologizing to the elves. They see that the elves are leaving, and the elves actually thank the Kings because Santa wants them to return and destroy his workshop to make a new one. Brady then gives them a present, but it's just fruitcake. This Christmas episode is not your average family gets together type of episode. It's different from something like a Duncan family Christmas, but still has that holiday jolly feeling, and that's what makes it great. Seeing Michaela and Mason so excited for a super Christmas and them putting their trust into the Kings was a fun scene to watch. Also, with King Cow having so much lore and magic, I'm glad they had Santa elves on the island because why wouldn't they? The first Super Christmas on the island went great, so I'm sure from then they continued celebrating Christmas the way the kings showed them. Brady and Boomer gave the island a great new tradition, so if they did everything else wrong, at least they did this one thing right. I still think this is arguably the best Christmas episode from Disney XD, but if you don't, then tell me which one is. Phineas and Ferb doesn't count because that's an animated show, so it's in a different category. But thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more.